their dust bags are like shower caps. There it is, baby. Clearly they have to make a lot of these. Obviously to some people they're gonna look pretty goofy, but I love it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear and footwear looks like. And ooh, have I got a good one for you guys today. Oh, I'm so hyped. So we've got a pair of shoes from Maison Margiela, Maison Martin Margiela. And if you don't know, the footwear from Margiela is very well known. That's because they really popularized within high fashion the style of the TABI boot. But these ain't boots, these are some sneakers. And they're really more like Chuck Taylors, with some other interesting elements, such as the fact that the big toe is split off and it's really weird and crazy. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the style, but these shoes are so sick and I'm so excited to check them out, so let's do it. But first, I've looked into it and a very, very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. All right, so we've got to start out with the box. And I know that's kind of boring, but honestly, the box has some of the best real versus fake info out of any element on the sneakers even. So as you can see here, it's just a glossy white lid here. But in there, just here, first of all, just ignore this kind of scratch going through. That's just a box opening mishap. No big deal, it happens. But in the middle here, you've got the Maison Margiela numbers. So these are, I'd say, more of a cream color compared to the white of the box itself, and they are embossed. They just stick out of that box just a little bit, and it starts with 0, goes all the way up to 23. You can see that 22 is circled. That's because 22 is Margiela's footwear line. If you've got some shoes from Margiela and anything other than 22 is circled, that's a bad sign. Yeah. You can see you've got the logo underneath, Maison Margiela, Paris, all caps for Paris. The lid here is just like a cup lid, comes off entirely, as you can see. The bottom of this box is blank, as are both of the long sides. One of the short sides is blank. And then on the other short side, we've got all of the good info. So first of all, we've got this white cardstock tag that folds over the inside of the box here. And we've got a sticker on there, a long kind of rectangular sticker with rounded edges. And we've got our model number. And if you look that up, it shows up this model. That's as it should be. We've got the EAC off in the side. What else is important here? We've got a color number, season, 2020 season, and our size. So it's European sizing. That's a 43 European, which roughly equates to a size 10 US. And then we've got a little sketch of the shoes right there. You can see the little toesy split off and stuff like that. Good sketch, good sketch. Underneath that on the box, yours may or may not have this. This is the retailer sticker. So since these ones came from Essence, that's a kind of luxury clothing shop. Essence also includes a sticker here, and all of the numbers match up, like the size matches, that model number, the S37 matches up, stuff like that. But depending on what store you get yours from, it might not have a sticker like this, and that's okay. But every pair should have a sticker like this. All right, let's open this up and see what we've got. See how glossy that is? Now you can see it in the light, right? Ooh, we got some stock paper. Yeah, exciting. And let's see, on the inside, at the top of this box, you can see it's like a matte white, not glossy on the inside. Got a little green, kind of lime green micro pack thing. Always a good sign with this stuff. Because the reason I say it's a good sign is because a fake, they're probably not going to waste money buying the micro pack sticker. Some might, but most don't. Let's see what else we got here through the paper. All right, dust bags. So Maison Margiela, their dust bags are like shower caps. They're essentially these circles with this kind of elastication here, and they're just very simple white, like muslin canvas, and that's it. There's 2 of them, 1 for each shoe, and that's what they should look like. All right, now the fun part. We've got the shoes. Ooh, look at these things. Oh, there it is, baby. So these are called the Vandals. Of course, I think that makes sense because they're kind of vandalized with this paint here. But you can see very simple, like Chuck Taylor low styling, just with your classic Margiela elements, obviously. All right, there you have them. There are our Margiela, TABI, Vandal, Lowe's, and they're so sick. Okay, let's get a closer look at some of these. So first, let's take a look at this TABI toe. You can see it's kind of, I'm guessing that's like I think that's a vulcanized sole. I don't know sneakers that well, like the different types, but you've got this kind of bar rubber that comes around the outside. You've got like a gum sole here, and this rubber here, it's going around the outside. It's got like a texture to it, and then it dips in at the big toe to split it off there. So that's how they're doing that and separating the toes from each other. You've got nice clean white stitching going off there. Take a look at this kind of triangle that it creates over here. Very nice and clean, very straight stitching, as you can see. And this paint is very careful, creating these kind of like V's coming out of this rubber from the sole. You can see it is like a double layer. You've got a thicker layer here and then a little extra bumper kind of coming in underneath. And then this piece comes in at a slight curves down here, and then diagonal goes across there. You've got another stitch that comes up with a kind of slope down here, and look at how it creates this shape coming in at the back of the shoe. A lot of fakes will get that wrong. And then at the back here, you've got this classic Margiela white stitch going out. Like if you're familiar with their shirts, you'll notice those kind of 4 stitches coming out. So that's a real staple of the brand, adding a tiny little subtle branding element there. And at the back of the heel, you get once again these kind of numbers here. So again, these being the Vandals, they're actually slightly painted over, which I think is super cool. But each letter and number, those are actually dips into the rubber of the badge, and that's how that's done. On the inside of the shoe, you've got these 2 kind of silver metal rivets there. And the sole, as I said, is like a gum sole, and it's just got this classic kind of zigzag pattern, and it's just split off by that big toe there. For the laces, you've got, again, these simple silver rivets, and very straightforward kind of white woven, like almost like mesh laces. At the outside of the tongue, printed on there in white, you have that same kind of number logo guide with the 22 circled and then the brand print underneath. And the ends of this tongue are kind of zigzag stitched across with this line at the bottom. You can see how cleanly that line meets the bottom of these V's. And this shoe right here is blank. It's just got the paint. But on the right shoe, on the outside here, you've got a printed 22 Maison Margiela Paris. And again, it's that kind of like vandalized style. So sick. The inside of these shoes is just like a simple white canvas, as you can see. And the insole is actually quite stiff. It's like a very thick, stiff foam, I would say. And it's coated. And then all over at like diagonals, you've got the numbers starting at only 17 to 23, again the 22 circled, and then Maison Margiela Paris. And those are like debossed into there. The numbers and letters, they go inwards. And when I take that insole out, you can see the TABI toe cut out there. It's a very cleanly cut out. Clearly they have to make a lot of these. Got a little notch in there. A lot of brands put a notch in for whatever reason. And now you can really see that all over brand print on the insole. And you can see the thickness of it there. It thins out quite a bit towards the toes, thickens up towards the heel, and it's just like a white foam, and you can see the pattern here with this little oval and some lines coming out, and a bit of print there. You've got this sizing for that, so this is for a 41 to a 43.5. And underneath that insole, you've got like a black canvas or something at the footbed here, and then further in, so that's at the heel, and then further in, you've got just this kind of, what is that? Like a cross-hatched footbed there. And that's stitched in with these white stitches there. So now that we've checked these things out, let's try them on to see how they feel and see how they fit. Oh man, these things are so cool. I love them so much. First, let's talk about the fit of them. I would say they actually fit quite large. So these are a 43, supposedly, roughly equivalent to a US size 10, and they're actually pretty big on me. So I would say actually, if you were thinking about getting these and you were worried about the sizing, I'd maybe size down half a size if you have them available. I think that would be a great fit, and I think that would fit them a bit better. They still fit well if you go true to size, but they're definitely a bit roomy, especially towards the toes. As for the feel, I mean, splitting off those toes, I like the feel. I think it's really interesting. You will need to buy some TABI socks that split off the big toe, otherwise it's quite uncomfortable using normal socks. Or if you just don't wear socks with them, that totally works too. Otherwise, if you've worn Chuck Taylors before, you're going to be familiar with, how these feel to wear. There's not much support underneath the feet. You feel quite low to the ground. You just kind of feel like you're walking without much there as far as shoes and support goes. So you might want to invest in some insoles or something, but if you're used to Chuck Taylors, you'll be totally fine with these. They are quite low around the heel, but the way they kind of taper in, they grab your heel well, and I don't feel like you're in any kind of danger of them flopping off while you're wearing them or anything. So these are so cool. Obviously, I love this style. I love Margiela. I love TABI shoes, so these were a great choice in my end. Obviously, to some people, they're going to look pretty goofy, but I love it. And the painted vandal style just makes them stand out that much more. So that is how you tell the difference between real and fake Margiela tabis. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.